Hi everyone, so today we'll be going over a short video over some of the problems you may see in your film photos, and you may be wondering, why is my film photos not looking as good as my friends or just like professional photographers? You're just trying to figure out what's happening. So I'll go over some of the problems that may be happening with your camera or your film photos, and then we'll just be discussing about those kind of issues as well. So you may have found an old film camera in your garage and you saw that they're old they're like old film rolls that you can use, and yay, like that's really exciting, so you can get film for free. But the problem is when you develop it, you realize that the colors are faded or that it's very washed out. And I'll show you some examples over here which we can go over later. As these are older, you can see that the color is not as vibrant. It may look a little bit dull, and in some cases it can be even like plain brown or black in some cases. You can see here this example has the film roll on the edge. When you're using old film, you have to understand that it may not be as clear or as bright of an image as you want to. So when you're using older film rolls, use that roll more as a kind of experimental roll to play around with film. Sometimes there may be orange kind of light hitting your film, or you may be noticing like, hey, what is this like orange white thing that's casted over my film? So those are light leaks. This happens when you either accidentally open your camera door or one part of your camera is somehow letting light into your photos. So in order to fix this, it's either one, keeping the camera door shut. It meant like taping the door physically shut because the physical latch wasn't able to keep it closed. And another solution would be to take it to a mechanic or a film shop to actually see like how they can actually fix it, in the case that you're not able to figure out where the light leak is coming from. So this one is for manually rolling your camera. When you're rolling your camera to the next frame, you want to roll it all the way and make sure that you don't stop halfway from rolling your film, or like making sure that you hear that click or physically roll the film forward, that you can't roll it farther anymore. In the case that you don't roll it all the way, you may get some more interesting kind of film photos where the two frames or the two film photos are mashed into each other, or like pasted on top of one another, which is cool if that's what you're aiming for. But if you're aiming for a photo with just one frame in the picture, just make sure that you're rolling the frame forward. Another thing to know is that if you're buying cameras from the thrift store, or if you're buying it from eBay and from a seller, something that you may need to know is that some film cameras have mold or fungus in it. So this happens when the film camera is not properly stored, or something happened in the many years that they were storing the camera where like somehow water and moisture got into the camera. In this case, you can try to look up DIY videos on YouTube to see how to solve or fix mold problems or fungus problems with your camera. In the case that you can't fix it, it's always good to bring it to a camera shop to see if they're able to fix it. But do know that if you bring it to a camera shop, a lot of places don't really fix film cameras anymore, or they fix it at a premium. So be wary of the price range of fixing a camera rather than just buying a new film camera. You want to make sure that your film camera and your film rolls are not exposed to heat. In the case that you're leaving your camera for a short amount of time in like a car or something, I don't think that's something to worry about. But say you're leaving your film camera or film roll for an extended period of time in a heated area, it will eventually damage your camera and your film. So you want to make sure when you're putting in your film rolls to put them in the fridge, or you can put it in the freezer as well, but keeping them in a cold environment will allow them to make sure that your film doesn't get damaged while you're storing it. So I'm going to go over it very briefly, but you also want to avoid having your film x-rayed at the airport to avoid your film fogging up. I'll add some resources in the description below so you can read more about it. And that's some of the reasons that made your film camera or film photos may be turning out a little bit wonky, or you may be seeing some issues. Hopefully this helps to diagnose some of those issues or fix some of the problems that you may be seeing with your film photos. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below and I'll try my best to help. The internet is your friend, so try to look online to see maybe examples, and I do have some examples here, and hopefully I'll have some more examples in the future. I hope this video helps, and I'll see you next time.